Good morning. Yes, it's been an interesting day. I finished the day green, traded 4 stocks, but I overtraded a little bit and I'm not happy about my performance. I keep adjusting size where I shouldn't, and I don't know, it's just not clean. I feel very inconfident. I don't know, it's very I take entries where I shouldn't, and I don't know. It's the past week has been tough. I finish most of the days gross green, but most of the days when I finish um, are net negative due to commissions, as my tier size is still on the lower side, and yeah, that's kind of frustrating. Like it's a small process, it's a grind, and you really I'm having difficulties in just sticking to the rules and not doing anything stupid. And I still do. I keep uh, doing so. But anyhow, let's go with the trades. I had AMD for a long above 2350s, but it was just a fake move out of the open and I didn't trade it. I also There were some earnings in Pepsi and Deere, but I didn't like the action, so I didn't trade them. CGC also had earnings, but I did not trade it since I wasn't able to borrow any shares, so I had none to short. So I don't trade these, even if my bias is to the long side. And most importantly, NVDA reported earnings yesterday after the close and spiked up, and since then it traded lower and made a lower high, and I kind of expected or thought it would rather sell off, so my bias was short. So I didn't trade it at the open as it was very jumpy, very spiky, and I forced myself to sit tight for the first 3 to 4 minutes. And when I saw it drop this 161 and come back up, I went long with the pot tier, and I wasn't filled up here, so I tried to hit the offer here, and when I hit it, it spiked so fast, and when I hit the bid for half tier, I was filled down here and was just a small profit, and eventually I took it immediately off once the 161 level broke. Then later I did really good on this break of 159.50. It was the 50 level, and I took some size here. I mean, still too small size to make a dent, but I did very good. I got plenty of slippage here, but I saw it like bounce off, and when this was a fake out, I knew, okay, this might be selling off hard and eventually drop this $0.50. And so I waited and used the hotkeys to jump in, got some slippage, and when it hesitated here, so the first profit was rather quick, and I should have given it more room, but there was a lot of hesitation. So I did good with the rest and took the trade off as we traded lower, but and here it looked like it would break out. So if this candle wasn't wasn't this wide, and if the trade NVIDIA wouldn't have traded so spready and wild within here, I wanted to go short and take it for long. Wanted to take it for long, but there was no clean entry, so I just waited, and I saw it respect this level down here. I think it was. Let me check on my execution. It was this. 1 second. it was this 57 level. 57 held. Well, tested once, twice, and then it broke 157, and when it lifted back up I jumped in. But and that's the thing, I switched my tier size, as I figured NVIDIA is very volatile today, so I reduced the tier size, and I just took too small size, and I did good taking it off, but it wasn't just worth it. I took 50 cent and $1 off. At first I thought I'd do good as it dropped, but as you can see it made a huge run. And then like the stupid started, as I shorted 159. NVIDIA spiked above, and when it dropped I thought, okay, there might be a roll, and I just should have waited for the low to break, and I didn't. So I was in it. I did not take my stop here. I thought I give it some time. I saw this candle form, and my entry was a moment too early. We just tested the lows, and it was about to break, but it didn't, and I added here. So my average was exactly like VWAP, and so I didn't want to add here. Didn't get filled here for a break, to take off half at break even, and here I didn't get the clean entry, or I didn't see a nice entry, and maybe could have used the 160.50 level to place an offer. But NVIDIA looked very strong, and so I just waited it out, and eventually I took the trade off, and stopped out the rest once we broke here, and of course after it we dropped hard to 159, and I just let NVIDIA be NVIDIA. I had a very good reversal in Facebook, but also here I was so insecure today, and I just took tiny size. I mean, it's not even worth it. Was such a clean entry. I could have, I was really allowed to take some size here, and I was just, I don't know. It looked good on 5 minutes. It looked good on 3 minutes, and even on 1 minute. I mean, this is like a perfect entry, and it was a perfect trade. And my exit was okay too. I went all in, all out. Got like, I don't know, like 60 cents. No. Oh, did I? Yeah, I can't recall. Oh no, like it's only like 40 cents, so it barely made a dent today. What I did, I traded Netflix as well, and overtraded here, and my entry here was good for long. I had this break in mind for a long, but it was a bit early. I mean, we sold off for a moment, and we spiked lower, and then it started to move, and I jumped in, but there was no immediate follow through, so I took the trade off immediately, like a couple 30 seconds later. It took forever, like to make this move, and it spiked out and came back down, and like you see how jumpy it is. So eventually it would have worked out. Here I went short, didn't work out. I stopped out, tried again, but I didn't wait for this break, and went short, stopped, I got again, and added up losses. I mean, it's just small losses, but they really add up, even with a small size. And eventually I stuck with one piece, and I knew, okay, this already looks weak, and like I saw this here, but didn't trust it, and it dropped too fast. I couldn't get in without chasing it, and just stuck with it. Took my partials here, more here, and did good. Eventually took the rest off here, and it was alright. I'm happy with this trade eventually. And then here, this was like a perfect trade today. And again, I can't believe it. I did so badly. I mean, it's like a perfect backside trade, you know. You have like the break of this level, and my entry was a bit too early, but I wasn't risking much. I risked like 30 cents, maybe 40 cents. And then it dropped. I took it for about like 70 cents. Then it popped back up, and I thought I stop out, but eventually it held. And so VWAP was my first target. Then the EMA 20, the next one. Actually, yes, no, I took the trade off here. As I thought, okay, market's strong, Netflix gonna bounce, and as usually, then it's dropping, and I missed like 4 points. So I really have to. I don't know what's going on. It's very frustrating. And even I moved the stops like this, and eventually, yeah, I didn't want to give back this, as in the past days they always bounced, and I was taken out of the last piece at break even, and so, you know, that's like still $2, and even if it's like on 20 shares, it's still $40, you know. And yeah, but on the other side, scaling out on the way down would have been the smarter move today. But you never know. I'm gonna call it a weekend. Monday is off, and really looking forward to this long weekend and to wrap my mind around some other stuff.